Breaking news. This is breaking news.
Great folks, of course, the frontline breaking news story and all the things that are panning barely 24 hours. Folks, before Ghana speaks, yes, this is the frontline breaking news story. Tonight, we know many of our viewers and listeners here in Ghana and around the world have picked the news. However, we here at the frontline are learning. Former Special Prosecutor Martin A.B. Amidu had triggered an impeachment process against his predecessor, Kissi Agyaben, accused Kissi Agyaben of several allegations, including what he described as corruption, misconduct, procurement breaches, and many more, including trying to say that Kissi Agyaben sometimes will set the case and then prosecute the case, according to Martin Amidu. Well, now, what we do know now is that the petition had been sent to the office of the President, Akufo-Addo, and the President had transmitted the petition to the office of the Chief Justice. Following this, the Chief Justice what we do know, and it's Chief Justice also has about 30 days more or less to set out the impeachment processes against Kissi Agyaben. Now, in this case, the basin is there. Chief Justice and Suyaden Ochro Krata or Dema Kissi Agyaben, and then Kissi Agyaben would have to respond to this. Now, the front line would have to put some emphasis on the above case as far as Kissi Agyaben is concerned. Now, you would appreciate one thing there. Kissi Agyaben triggered Act 15 of the Special Prosecutors Act. Now, if you read the Act 15, which is the airline, the legislative instrument, which of course gives credence to how the office was set. And that act again is the power source if anybody want to trigger an impeachment process as far as the Special Prosecutor is concerned. Now, the powers that establish the Special Prosecutor, any powers that should say that Special Prosecutor is above the law and therefore he cannot be brought to question. The very sad part of this breaking news story ever since yesterday night till now is the state in which some lawyers have taken the preposition out of this, and I'm really, really, really sad for this country. A lawyer for Sabri impeachment process, had not yet been, set off. At least call it about 3-member committee to be set by the Chief Justice, are not yet in process. However, some lawyers have jumped out there in the news market and are trying to cast a slur against the integrity of Martin Alamisi Amidu. And why would you do that? Again, you can also see, sir, some lawyers are now on a premeditated, if you like, have set their own prima facie case, as it were, to judge Martin Amidu as to whether Martin Amidu has the right to do what he did or otherwise. Then needless to say, sir, the Act 15 that was fixed in the act that established But there is one thing that cements my job. Is whether you like it or not, the enyano mean to me come and no say any mini blink my eye over it. When Martin Amidu was in office and certain things Martin did that was not in tandem with the practices of the establishment, we criticize Martin Amidu. Now, there are so many things Martin has raised in his petition, and you would appreciate some of them. Say, one, the procurement processes that Martin is talking about. And then now make a why on earth that Kissi Agyaben will procure vehicles, including even bulletproof cars. By law, a dear being never establishes that Kissi Agyaben would have to ride in bulletproof cars. When the Inspector General of Police is even not driving in a bulletproof car. When the CID officer, no chief, no, is not even driving in the in bulletproof car. By the way, what about the National Security Minister or the bulletproof car Mwana? So what is going on here? Ebiom, the question remains: did Kissi Agyaben's predecessor requested the above? So why Kissi Agyaben is doing what he has done, all these procurement issues that Martin has raised concerns about it? Again, go to Martin's office. He questioned Kissi Agyaben's what? His what you call what's that? His recruitment processes. I'm not going to speak about numbers, but I want every Ghanaian at the range of my voice go find out how many lawyers and Omuti Kissi Agyaben office. Me say how many lawyers and one munye edwuma ewo Kissi Agyaben office. That's one. Number two, how many journalists, media practitioners and omushe Kissi Agyaben office wo munye edwuma. No wudru ha, no we bisa say, no, wait a minute. Is this place a courthouse? And now two, Al Jazeera. And now who is CNN and BBC? And what are these guys doing there? And first of all, I'm asking those lawyers talking out there. You think Martin Amidu doesn't have what it takes to drive to the logical conclusion to establish whether or not all the allegations raised has no merit? You think so? Given the circumstances of his stature, his knowledge base, and who Martin Amidu stands for, and you think Martin doesn't know what he's doing? Anyway, the Chief Justice must establish the premier facie. Then we take it up there. Both lawyers of these two parties will stand before the justices and do what? A super clash and bring all there is to for and against. Then the laws governing this institution will tell the story for itself, is it not? So, can Martin Amidu sit to say, or no, what Kasimegu Kissi Agyaben so now I find way the manaye. What be that? Maybe Kasimbi check Ghana for Namurefi, na me kaimo. Me Kissi Agyaben on Mintano. But let me again say quickly to this. Some of the NDC top brass, who for some reasons, Madriam will say, Muni Kissi Agyaben, ebe kosa na akranda when you're careful. I am repeating. Some NDC folks who are behind Kissi Agyaben and try to feed on the stuff of Kissi Agyaben, be careful that you don't end up disgracing yourselves, embarrass yourselves. Now tonight, I am here to ask 1, 2, 3 questions, and I leave it there. Kissi Agyaben come from the law firm called Cromwell and Associate, which is hanging somewhere here. Mewa. Kissi Agyaben comes from that law firm, correct? Good. I am asking, is the bona fide property of the Debea, that law firm? And I'm asking, what is the percentage of Anas Aremio Anas in the Cromwell and Associates? Kissi Agyaben, do yourself good. Nobody in NDC tell Kissi Agyaben to resign. I've heard that argument coming, but I will say, and I'll crave the indulgence of the NDC Me kanamo fa go this mo person mo ye bibia politics. I am speaking through as a journalist and it remains that way. Me say the NDC will do themselves good to take yourself away from this case. Allow Kissi Agyaben to do his own battle. In other words, when Martin Amidu was in the same shoe and why President Kwaku Annan, I didn't see the NDC come on a full ballistic defense in the spirit of the letter, given the circumstances where Martin Amidu found in the home in NDC for Mukamanu Tumu. I did not see the NDC coming in defense of Martin Amidu. Martin fighting the fight and on why now? And I'm saying, if the NDC want to come in defense of Martin saying Kissi Agyaben, may say, Munyek, very careful. Pull yourself away. Other than that, and family home, made them better hand the crown, made the big goose swam one time. So mupa, because we've picked all the intelligence. But listen to me. And you be beyond Ghana, sabi adbe politics how. The establishment of the special prosecutor, no, it was established under that ally by the two political parties in Ghana's parliament. And I'm a now the other two maybe one. Kissi Agyaben come from Cromwell and Associate. Anas Aremi Anas. The percentage ewo Cromwell and Associate and aye saying Kissi Agyaben speak. Another one, number 2. Now guess what? Anas Aremi Anas, company called Tiger Eye, go in to set an entrapment to entrap my Charles Edubwahin, who is the former deputy finance minister. Yes, sir. Great. Tiger Eye. Question: who was Kissi Agyaben to Tiger Eye then versus now? Then versus now. Kissi Agyaben was once a former lawyer to the Tiger Eye. Number 3, the third preposition then comes. When Tiger Eye entrapped Charles Edubwahin with the money on the table, and Charles Edubwahin picked, and that issue became an issue. Subsequent to this, what happened? Kissi Agyaben jumps in and says, I am going to investigate Charles Edubwahin's case, right? Number 4, Kissi Agyaben comes back with 14-page document. I have everything. A breaking news story. We'll come back to this issue. Kissi Agyaben goes in and establishes 4-page document and comes back to tell us, number 5, he could not what? Make any adverse findings against Charles Edubwahin. Number 6, in the very true sense of this display of power by Kissi Agyaben, what do you think Kissi Agyaben has done to himself? And may I ask those lawyers out there, would you call this a conflict of interest, or otherwise it may be what? So now do you understand why Martin Amidu is saying in his petition, Kissi Agyaben set the case, he goes in to prosecute the case? How dare you? How? As I saying, Anas, Aremi Anas, or your dear. Cromwell and Associate, Madel, me say Anas, Aremi Anas, our percentage saying, oh, Cromwell and Associate, come and tell us. And I'm moving to him, we have all the documents too. Kissi Agyaben, come and tell Ghanaians how much of percentage share and Anas was a law firm. Have you worked for that law firm before? Have you worked for Anas before? So how on earth Anas will go and set that trap? Take up whatever, then you, the same person, go in there. So Kwaku investigate. Why would you do this? Why? I dream Ben. Now I will tell you number etoso whatever. I think about 6. Kissi Agyaben should tell Ghanaians, did you go to Kennedy Japan's house with wine? I'm not coming to sit here to conjecture, and we are waiting for Kissi Agyaben. Did you, together with lawyer Opon, who is now the current dean of Ghana Law School, did you go together with lawyer Opon to Kennedy Japan's house to do what? To beg for this position? And can we say all of this amount to some form of corruption? If you actually merit the post, you don't need to beg for it. You don't need to do any machinations on the ground. We know a lot. I am just waiting for the committee to set, the 3-member committee to be set. na yen hwa de besi. We all go there. We all go there. Look, me Kwaku me come ne kuresa de akomi wo. Some of us, I remain the only journalist in Ghana. No. Apart from Kennedy Japan as a politician, took some aspect to the law court. I remain the only journalist to have crusaded to the logical conclusion about Anas Aremeyao, Anas, about investigative. Eduma said, no, this is not investigative piece. I'm sorry. And it's been how many years? Go and check. More than a decade of such a fight. Today, I don't say this for anything, but Anas nimse nenime guase. Because a court of competent jurisdiction has pronounced all his job as there be a criminal intent, fraud, and what? A form of there be money making. And that evil enterprise have been condemned by a court of competent jurisdiction. He thought said no me. Later, he came back, sheepishly came with a videotape about me, said, my G envelope. That useless subterfuge entrapment, when some of us started talking about Ghanaian top, the institutions were not getting the drive. I had politicians who called me and said all sorts of things. I had journalists who were not in aligning what I was talking about. Later, I know announced the make a media commission, and that was where I saw the government of the whole thing say, hey, we are not safe. And media commission, Ayabuafo, Professor Drigajapo, after morning, and talk about how many of them in their numbers were not getting the whole clue. Yes, that was where finally announced the make because of his me banner swat, and I said, you, me no be really pene, oh, Aremia, ne ye cano, ne Ghana for in Tiasie. How can you investigate it, Ben? And say no, the end, anybody can get out there and start giving money and envelope to people and from them and show you to the world, all because your investigative skills and that evil enterprise tiger eye had exhausted its usefulness. Masa, I'm not above criticism. Except that when you come and insult me on one angle and then ask some nowadays, criticize me anyhow you want and go your way. I don't care. Oh yes. What's the meaning of subterfuge? And that entrapment. And all those, and they had Kwaku Bako, who today media airspace anymore. No more source, and they use their media offense and charade at the end time cause a lot of havoc in the Ghanaian society. Now Ghana for and the institutions in this country, go and ask him the source of Aremeyao Anas Nisika or DSA Jumanina. On any special prosecutor, not on the special prosecutor should have begun his first investigations on Anas Ankasa. Sikano or the investigation Okonya free. Nano de Muka and your own. Into be being Kasan said, both the giver and the taker are equally guilty before the law. And then all the money is not the command judges, judges in the GG and the ye missa say, one Ghana, but down for a yari for we are sick. And a man for this and a Kwaku media grow me. Massa, media, we are politician or we are business, whatever, and for some mammy so, because I'm not scared. I let me out. On when we say yes, he has really met another journalist of a sort. And the no, why and when yam Kissi Agyaben, when there baby on enam, there are a lot that we have. Ever since Kissi Agyaben became the SP. Now in the coming days, I just want to go and finish my funeral and come. A report of Kissi Agyaben, etimia trase, maya je obiasa se, nenetiao, onwa koko shiemu, eno instigate ebusuafo no, momu jiasa obi, mami bi owakọ to retirement, ye jiasa asini free ni sema ye de ama Kissi Agyaben mo isini dan wo so. And Kissi, we nan wo se Ghana yankan yanuntum. I'm not conjecturing, I'll bring the report about how you instigated a family for a land given to Obi what we Tuakano, just like that because we are Kissi Agyaben. You see, Kissi Agyaben wanted to create a certain myth, just like Anas. I told Aremeyao Anas, Aremeyao, listen, the myth about you will be broken, and the myth about you will be demystified. You thought we're joking? Now, this is Diagro. The myth about you has been broken, and the myth about you has been demystified. Nothing. She knew. All your foreign partners and the agents, we know everything. We know everything. Let the Western powers use you people against the sovereignty of Ghana. We don't care. We know everything. All your only Kwaku Baku movement, Kissi Agyaben will come and tell Ghanaians that Bain and only lawyer Pong Mokoko beg for that post. That Bain. Charles Edubo investigation. You shouldn't have gone there because I knew where Juma. But he was there doing all sorts of things. I didn't know about Kwaku investigation. Why? Why? And so many things. Now, the predecessor Martin Amidu, all three offices, there were hundreds of petitions already there in the office. Why Kissi Agyaben one question also no Dimrika jump here? Then you started doing what you call selective investigations, including Labianca, including why Kendall Damwa. We know a lot too. One more AU Sue at the yes Edumano. Huh? Miss Wombeja Aboho. I'm why ya Ankwa, one out two names, Ankwa debuts, Ankwa no more, whatever I don't know. Uben Nantebako. You go alone. So we need more. Me too for. You see, me say they will use you and dump some of the lawyers. And I'm in Thomas here. I don't want to go into some things, but let me tell this friend, Samson Ladiayenini of Joy FM. Samson, don't ever behave that you are a repository of all knowledge according to the law. Don't. Samson Ladiayenini of Joy FM, do not behave. So one kwana wako law school. When you came from Love FM to Joy FM, you know. So Samson Ladiayenini, stop the tuno and stop misbehaving. Namunya Kissi Agyaben ma Kissi nyene dwuma. Muka mu bi enende Kissi Agyaben alande ne ho e was our trouble we mu. Yes, I'm telling you the gospel truth. Samson Ladi Ayenene. Oh yes, sa na sensem nde woman na obi a ye na obi atwe na obi a, and so we were once good friends. I don't care. We will tell you people the truth. You know, they form a certain cabal. Ma form a cabal and ma form a group here. Mama and Madrid said nobody penetrates in. Neither said we should put it to question or we should criticize it. How dare you people? How dare you people? We are all under the laws of Ghana. The airline where establishes special prosecutor. Yanyo meet them. Any yanyo with them. Any yanyo Kissi Agyaben in the bedroom. We did it in the house of a common ground. Maybe all of us we have a say there. Sam Rano. Look, folks, before this day will come, now Martin Alamisi Amidu had given Kissi Agyaben heads up over some of the. Look, I have everything. Then Nyoma or the Abetu to Nebini. Also, the office of the special prosecutor OSP is thereby discriminatorily corrupt to the core. Move screen is also the office of the special prosecutor OSP is discriminatorily corrupt to the core by Martin ABK Amidu. And that one. We na epie minkum na ukomwa in some woman be breakwa. Now to him, or say the manner of the arrest of one Kofi Owusu in Cancer, a contestant in the NPP primaries in the Asante Akim Central Constituency in the Ashanti region, who incidentally is the Chief Executive Officer, CEO of the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program, and allegedly the main challenger of the incumbent Member of Parliament for the area, Kwame Ayimedu Entry, who chairs the Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee of Parliament that recently landed the budget approval processes of the OSP, gives the perception of the OSP abusing its mandate to interfere in electoral politics. Folks, may the breaking news we be see. It's a developing story. Definitely, I'll bring you the full stuff. But we are just watching the space. What the CJ will be doing in the coming days. Now, the impeachment processes have been triggered by Martin Amidu. We are gauging the space. Saying, "Ena enyoma ebeko ewo honomo na yedni na ede abremo." This is the frontline breaking news story, folks.
breaking news.